Hello guys, Azzapp here, what's up, and today I'm gonna teach you how to Velkoz in Season 12, specifically 12.10 patch and plus, so the durability patch. In case you randomly popped in here and you don't know me, I'm a multi-season, multi-challenger Velkoz player, ranging from EU West peak rank 19 during one patch where Velkoz was kind of viable, to NA 150 ping challenger and all of that. Quick shout out before we begin to all the patrons on the Patreon watching this earlier, as an early access, and thank you all for your wonderful support. And after this, I'm going to be making some durability patch tier list for sure, as soon as we get a bit of testing around. I have firm belief that the time of Velkoz has come, and today I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about Season 12 plus Velkoz, and something I've learned very recently. So first things first, I gotta explain to you how Velkoz works and why this change in playstyle works tremendously well right now. It's gonna even be better after 12.10. So, you noticed in the last couple of years, if you've played this game at all, in the last 4 years, Velkoz has been ass. So since Season 8 to Season 12, Velkoz has been getting progressively worse, and the popularity graph is absolutely abhorrent. Like, you can see this go like spiral, like nobody plays this champ anymore. It was completely dead, but now it's getting revived, and you'll see way more of it for sure. I guarantee you that. So because the champion was spiraling out of control and was pretty much borderline useless, I resorted to numerous different builds. I was doing from first strike, support, bot lane. I was doing predator, mid lane, roaming with ghost, full movement speed. I was doing initial impact burst, which is something that's not core of Velkoz, but I adapted into that playstyle as initial impact damage. Benefits you more in solo queue because it really pays to close off those skills instead of poking people down, because that's more of a competitive playstyle. So I stumbled on the build quite randomly. I was watching Elite 500 stream one day, and I was just doing his classic Vladimir, like 10 CS per minute, like farm into late game and then flash full combo, and then he made some comebacks. And I was like, man, I really miss this like Season 2-esque playstyle, which I haven't been playing for a while because I've been doing these like higher impact solo queue strategies. And I decided to just for fun revert a little bit and play like full CDR, so I did like 170 ability haste, which did surprisingly well. It was a meme build, but it did surprisingly well. So eventually I honed in on like I figured there's like some merit here, and like it worked for some reasons I didn't understand. I decided to test it out more and figure out like what exactly about a build works. I shifted some builds. So now we're gonna answer the age-old question, which even my girl bothers me about.
Ludens or Landries.
So from now on, we're gonna be doing Landries pretty much every single game mid lane. And I'm gonna explain to you why here. And this is the key point that I've discovered. After 10,000 hours of Velkoz, we've rediscovered something very, very cool. So the major breakthrough came from not needing to convert into kills. I always figured that out wrong in solo queue. And I was pretty blind there. So my idea for solo queue was go either initial impact to burst so I can capitalize on kills and get myself fed, and I try to carry my deadweight teammates, which is a suboptimal strategy. Or I did like a roaming to help them, sacrificing myself, which is again suboptimal strategy. Reverting back to the competitive playstyle works ridiculously well in every elo, low, mid, and high elo, because you're playing extremely selfish, and it's not about the kills, especially not on Velkoz. You need just levels and farm. That's all you need on this character, and you get super strong. I don't need kills. The whole idea is like you don't need to capitalize on a kill, you need to convert. As long as you get some pressure, get them off the wave for two waves, get some plates, get some free map presence, get some deep vision. All of that converts extraordinarily well into wins, and it's even better if I don't get kills. Like, coincidentally enough, I played against Elite 2 days ago, and this game versus him, I had 300 minions at 27 minutes. And it was just a ridiculously good game. It's gonna be on YouTube. But I had only 3 kills at the end of the day. 3, 3, 14, and I was pretty much a hard carry here. So that's the whole realization. So this game also, I'm gonna show you snippets of 935. This is exactly the reason why this works. Solid playstyle versus flip roaming playstyle. How to build consistency and how to carry. So this is the trick. This is the trick to climb right now. Trust me. That brings me to Summoner Spells, which is competitive playstyle Velkoz, which runs pretty much always teleport. That's what we'll be doing. I think I ran Cleanse once versus like Zoe, Leona, stuff like that, where you absolutely need it. But generally, we'll be running teleport for pure tempo and map presence. Couple of caveats here. You really got to know how to utilize teleport, because In my coachings, every time I've coached a person below Diamond, I haven't seen them use teleport correctly. Diamond players really ought to know. You can pick this up in lower reload than Diamond, but you're gonna have to be very, very mindful of teleport, and you're gonna have to like watch some higher reload players utilize it. So you can learn about it, because teleport is a great teacher. Teleport helps you with wave management and everything. And if you're Diamond, you absolutely must learn it. So if you're a Diamond player and above, you absolutely must take teleport and learn how to play with it. It's gonna teach you so much about the game and the lane states and everything. The item build will be fairly simple. We'll be running Lionries pretty much every game. Helps us with jungle camp clear. Helps us with wave management. You're picking up these waves. You're doing duty. You're doing like this busy work, which is collecting proper waves on the sides and always keeping your team's presence up on the map. And you're absorbing infinite amount of resources with that. It's very easy to pair up with Oblivion Orb in case they have a lot of healing, like let's say here versus like Vladimir. Oblivion Orb extends the duration. Duration gets extended by Lionries. Lucidities are always a thing here, because they work the best with this. Teleport lowers the cooldown. The next item is Horizon Focus. Horizon Focus is your second item. It's absolute must, because this is the only item in the game that enhances true damage. So you get flat 10% damage, no matter what. It increases it, like every ability basically procs it on high range, and true damage gets increased, so it's just perfect execution. Third item is Death Cap. Unless we need some situational stuff. You can pick up Magi's in between if you're super safe against enemy comp. Like let's say this comp, they have literally nothing that can kill me, so Magi's is just a phenomenal choice. I will never die here, ever. Right? You can convert to Morello later on if you have something like Soraka Sona set up, so you definitely want to get that. But yeah, remember the core. The core is Lionry, Lucidity, Horizon Focus, Decap. Everything else is optional. You pick up a Void Staff at the end if they have a lot of MR. Okay, that brings me to runes, so we're going to be running this. This is the most stable mid lane setup you can run, basically. All of these give you, like, really good value no matter what. So, Comet, self-explanatory. Mana Flow Band, pretty much a must, unless they have, like, really significant AP damage dealers. Like, let's say you're fighting versus, again, Zoe is a good example with paired up with something else AP that's heavy. LeBlanc is a good example. You go Nullifying Orb. Otherwise, you just do this. CDR, really good to, like, enhance your rotations later on for sure. Incredible stuff. Because we don't play for early game, we're playing for farming mid-game spikes. So you don't really go Scorch, you go Gathering Storm, especially now with the better ratios on Velkoz Q and W post 12.8 buff. Gathering Storm gained value. Here we got Ghost Poro, the most stable and gives you the most concentrated vision. Because you can get extended vision. You place a ward, when it expires, you still get more vision, which you can utilize to get pickoffs, and that's huge. Even if you don't get a pickoff, you can just get a Q. It's huge value. Other than that, you can run either Cheap Shot or Taste of Blood. Taste of Blood is really good safe option if you're finding a trading lane. But yeah, I'd suggest just go Spore Ultimate Hunter. Ultimate Hunter is to cover up for your teammates' mistakes. You really want to have as many ults as possible in a game to just absorb everything. Like, if one of your teammates get caught, you can use ult immediately, like just to get enemies low so they can't push an objective. And then your ult comes up in like 30 seconds and you're just popping off again. And this is the one that gets questioned the most. Attack speed, just unless you've played it, trust me, run it. I'll give you the explanation, but just trust me and run it for a couple of games, okay? Attack speed is pretty much a must in high elo and like really good at abusing low elo. Once you go attack speed, you'll never be able to go back because the laning is just not the same. It minimizes the windows you will get punished in auto attack trades, makes your auto attacks less predictable because in mid lane it's all about getting that last hit on the minion, and by having like more attack speed you can like choose when you're gonna hit minions more efficiently, so you get less punished. You're better at early trading, you're better at wave management. All of these things like insanely help your laning. And then here we just go Adaptive Force into MR or armor depending on what we're laning against. And now we get into playstyle. Playstyle is the most key idea that we're shifting around here, and we're playing as selfish as possible. We're taking the path of least resistance and just taking what falls in our lap. We're gonna leave no minion behind, no jungle camp uncleared. It's super easy to do with Lionry. We're just absorbing all the possible resources that we can. We're catching waves, we're doing busy work. Teammates forget about the wave management on the top, on the bot lane. They forget about the split push. We go and patch that. We patch that and we continue to spike up. Once we get to these mid-game to late game fights, in Dragons and Barons, that's when we crush. We don't even prioritize killing enemies that much. Obviously, we're gonna do so, but again, if it falls into our lap. And believe it or not, the more defensive you play, the more offensive enemies will try to play, especially if their win condition is killing you. So that their whole idea is to kill you, your idea is to survive and farm up. And that's what we abuse. Much like in judo and martial arts, you use enemies' momentum against them. When they go forward and overextend to kill you, that's when you punish and kill them, as long as you know where you can stand. Our laning will consist of pushing the waves, denying enemy mid laner roams, farming up, poking them, slowly choking out plates. And these tiny advantages will eventually amount and accumulate to a much bigger advantage that's going to be a game tipping point. If you play consistently well like this, you will be good in every single game. You will be extremely useful in every single game. Whereas if you do random roaming playstyle, like a lot of characters do, like for example this Akshan, he's been doing this roaming playstyle, and it even worked. He got a lot of kills off of it. But he fell behind in experience, he fell behind in CS, and even though he got kills, I'm still stronger than him or equal, at the very least. And very often those ganks will fail because they're fairly obvious, and then we just get free advantage, and the game is ours. Don't have a single second of being idle, always make conscious decisions. Go into this wave, after that check enemy raptors, after that go do your raptors, then catch the wave again. Then make sure you have really good presence before the dragon, before the baron, before objectives. You squeeze enemies out of their own jungle. The faster you can shove in the waves, your minions will act as moving wards. They're gonna move into enemy deep territory. They will cut deep, giving you vision. And enemies are not there to collect. They're just losing a free wave, and then they're sitting in their jungle. Whereas if they go and collect it, you know where they have 1 or 2 characters allocated, so you can move in and take control of their jungle and suffocate them. Slowly, every single time you steal their raptors, you gain the raptor gold value, which is about 140, they lose 140 gold. Because theoretically, those raptors are supposed to go to them, because you're gonna collect yours no matter what. So that way you get insane advantage. Not only do you get money for yourself, you deny money from them. And eventually these advantages will get fanned out. You will accumulate enough dragons to force enemies out of their shell, to go into a random dragon fight, which is very, very desperate, and you crush them, or they're gonna get caught in the dark. Use angles of Velkoz to rotate between lanes. During sieges, try to be in between multiple lanes, zoning enemies left or right. Enemies can't really know where you're gonna go, especially if you're packing with a lot of pink wards. They don't know if you're gonna rotate to mid lane or bot lane. You're in between. If they take a fight bottom, you can immediately QR, because your range is insane. That siege poke playstyle on Velkoz is bread and butter, and you just dominate the map with it. It's not about the kills, it's about gaining space. You gain space, you gain resources, suffocate enemies, deny them space. Eventually they're just gonna roll over and give us the game. So this concludes Velkoz Season 12 mid lane guide. This is the new playstyle, especially post durability patch. It's gonna get even better, and there's a huge chance that Velkoz will be A tier character, especially in competitive. If you haven't before and you come here randomly, I implore you to learn Velkoz. Check out this character, try to play it. No matter what you play, if you're an AD carry main, check out Velkoz. He's a great teacher of how this game operates and how it works. It's gonna teach you all about wave management, positioning, and map. Every time I coach people and trying to help them understand the game, I advise them to pick up Velkoz because it's an amazing character. Even LS has used this when we were reviewing the game of Crown Shot, who was an AD carry main, and LS forced him to play Velkoz so he can learn how the game works from that perspective. So that's about it for the guide. If you have any other questions, anything more specific, catch me on stream live pretty much any day, and I just answer comments all the time. So yeah, I'll be happy to help you improve your Velkoz game. Thank you all for watching, and see you in the next one.